Hello and welcome to Investor Spotlight. Today we have Jake Shiro coming at us. He is the president of APX 1031, and he's going to share with us a little bit about what he does to help in the real estate space. How you doing, Jake?
Doing well, Tim. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. You're in San Diego, right?
I am. Yep. We are here in
That's-
San Diego. Our office is headquartered here, and we really enjoy it here in San Diego.
Love it. Love it. Well, as you know, we're here in Phoenix, but it's good to connect with you today. Hey, right off the bat, I know you're helping people a lot with 1031 exchanges, and you had a story that you were going to share with us about somebody who kind of got stuck and you helped them out. How did that go?
Well, they didn't actually get stuck. They went dark on us. So we had two
Oh,
clients all at one time that both kind of stopped responding.
okay.
They were down to the wire on their 45-day identification period. And we couldn't get a hold of them. We didn't have the properties we typically will help clients with, filling out the ID form for them when that time comes. But we didn't have the properties, but we did know the brokers they were working with. We worked very closely with, the agents and brokers involved on the transactions. And in that particular situation, both clients were working with the same brokers. And so we were able to get in touch with the brokers, and we knew what they were working on in terms of properties. So we tried calling, we tried emailing, no response at all from the clients. So we were able to get those properties. We filled out the forms and just stuck it into DocuSign and let them know it was there, let the brokers know, and everyone followed up, just making sure. And they never did get back to us, but they signed the DocuSign and salvaged their 1031 exchange. So kind of
That's
why.
crazy. That's crazy. So you did the work, even though they kind of went dark on you and weren't communicating, but were able to get it across the finish line because you guys did what you had to do, and they were willing to sign at least, if not communicate. So that's great.
Yeah, they were intending on completing the exchange. So it was kind of bizarre that they both happened to go dark at the same time. But thankfully, we were able to get it done. We've never had an exchange fail on our behalf because we missed a deadline. So we always stay on top of clients and remind them, because those deadlines are critical to the 1031 exchange.
That's great. Well, for those people out there that maybe don't even know what a 1031 exchange is, can you give us kind of a nutshell? What is that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Simply put, a 1031 exchange allows a real estate investor to sell an investment property and use the proceeds of that sale, use the money and the profit from that sale to buy another investment property and defer the capital gains taxes that would be associated with just cashing out that sale, which ends up being 30 to 40% of their profits. So it's a very significant amount of money.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, so investors who are moving up from one property to another or moving from one area to another, and they can do that, not have to pay the capital gains and reinvest 100% of their equity that they got out of the first property into the second property. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this 6 years now. So we've been helped a lot of folks save money on their 1031 exchange.
That's great. That's great. Now, you said there was another story you've got. Now, some investors use this strategy more than once. Is that correct?
Yeah. So there's no limitation to how many times you can use it. If you have a lot of investment properties, a large portfolio, you can do it over and over and over again. One thing that we've seen, so you can use the 1031 to diversify your portfolio. You can use it to either leverage up and go into more units. You can use it to spread out and buy more properties. Or you can use it to actually retire from landlording by, investing in passive real estate. And we do have one client in particular that comes to mind that has been doing that. He had built up over the years a pretty sizable portfolio out in the Midwest of single family residences that were rentals. And he wanted to get out of being a landlord and being more active management, and wanted just the passive income to benefit from the real estate portfolio he's built over the years. And so what he's been doing is just one at a time selling them off and putting it into a Delaware statutory trust, or DST, which is a fully passive investment that qualifies for a 1031 exchange. So there's no management responsibilities. They consider it what they call mailbox money, where it's just a direct deposit on a monthly basis based on the equity invested in each deal that he's in. And so over the last few years, we've done 11 exchanges with him, and he's moving his portfolio entirely passive.
Wow, that's great news for some of these, baby boomers who are looking to retire, get out of the game, but still want the income. I didn't even know that was possible I thought you had to be another property that you personally own, but you're saying as long as it's a real estate investment that qualifies, they can move their money into that and still not have to pay the capital gains, but yet get all the benefits of that mailbox money like you're talking about.
Yeah, well, and that's the nice thing. That's the way the Delaware statutory trust is structured. They do actually own a fractional interest, so they do
Right.
own in the underlying real estate. But that fractional interest, because it's backed by the real property, they are buying an actual piece of that real property. That's why it qualifies for a 1031 exchange. So think like a REIT. It's similar to a REIT, but it qualifies for 1031, whereas a REIT does not.
That's great. That's great. You said there's some kind of deadlines, limitations, stuff like that. Like, what are the basics on that? Like, how quick does this have to happen?
It's a short timeline. So the IRS, they provide this provision. It's a tax code that allows this tax treatment and this tax deferral, but they have limitations on how long you have to complete this transaction. So you have 180 days total time from the date you sell your property to actually acquire your replacement properties. Actually, replacement properties, excuse me, but like you can buy more than one replacement on an exchange. So, but that being said, you have 45 days to identify your potential replacements. So that first 45 days is really critical because you have to identify in writing what you are going to buy or what you intend to buy. It gives you the provision for, like, if you're just going to buy one, you do have a couple backups. You can identify up to 3 properties with one identification rule. And there's a secondary identification rule where you can identify more than 3, but you're capped at 100% of your sale price. So there's a couple of different options you have, and that's something we work with clients through to, depending on what kind of transactions are going to go into. Usually with like DSTs, you're using the 200% rule, but in most other cases, the 3 property rule will suffice and it works the best.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So yeah, it sounds like you guys, sounds like there's a lot of paperwork involved with these 1031 exchanges, and that's where you guys come in. You really take that load off of the investors so that they can focus on finding the properties, I guess, and then you can help them with all the crazy paperwork that has to be filed, right?
Exactly. That's the role of the qualified intermediary, which is what we are.
Okay.
You have to have it set up. You have to have your exchange set up before you close on the sale property. That's a very critical piece to a 1031. If they close and then come to us and want to set one up, it's too late. You're a taxpayer. So be sure to get your 1031 set up before the closing of the sale. Okay. And then from that point, once you get us involved, we kind of quarterback everything. We coordinate with the closing agent to get all of our paperwork set up and signed and returned to them for the transaction. And then from there, on to the next phase. Once it closes, that starts the 1031 exchange, and those timelines kick in. And from that point on, we manage the timelines, make sure to stay on top of our clients. Hey, your 45 days is 2 weeks out. Just wanted to let you know. And then as that date approaches, we'll work with them to get that ID form filled out. From that point on, they have an additional 135 days to get the properties that are on that form closed, and complete that 1031 exchange. And we do the paperwork throughout and manage the timelines in the process.
That's great, man. That's great. You're making this super easy for those investors that want to move their money from, one property to another, or like you said, into a fund where they can have a fractional part and have that income without all the headaches of being a landlord, right? So good stuff. Great service you're providing. And I was going to say, we were out in San Diego when we met you at one of the meetups that I think you helped sponsor that. So thank you so much. It was great to meet you out there at that meetup. You go to a lot of those ones out in San Diego.
Yeah. That particular one was put on by Andrew Greer and David Hussein. They do a Brew RE monthly meetup. They also do a handful of other things. And I've been going to their events for years. And so with this within the last couple months, actually, we signed on as a sponsor. We really like what they're doing and want to be a part of it. And, be part of all of those other events. They do great events, and I get to meet great people like you. And so it was really, really great to meet you when you were out here. So
no, it was great. And we actually we just went to a networking event last night. There are lots of them here in Phoenix, but we're going to be actually starting our own coming up here. So August 7th is the first Thursday of the month. We are going to be doing our first network meetup in the northwest part of Phoenix. There really isn't a whole lot for networking for real estate investors in that corner of the valley. So Glendale area, this one's going to be at the Barrio Queen, 5 to 7 p.m. And hopefully we'll meet some more cool people like you, Jake, out at that networking event. So if you're in the Phoenix area, the first Thursday of the month, come and join us up in the Northwest. Yeah. So if people want to get a hold of you, Jake, and use your services, because this is amazing, like you can help people a ton. What's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Our phone number and email are down below, so they can email in to us, give us a call. Also, that we have a contact page on our website, apx1031.com. They can also input that information, and we'll reach out if they want us to get in touch with them first. So
awesome. So reach out to Jake if you need help with the 1031. He is the man. Info at apx1031.com. That's also their website, and you got an 800 number, 1-800-436-1031. So Jake, it's been great having you on here, man. I'm hoping to get back to San Diego and visit you. If you ever come to Phoenix, definitely reach out. We'll connect, and appreciate you coming on the show today.
Sounds great. Thank you. Yeah, I'll have to come out to one of your meetups in the future here.
That'd be great. If you come out for one of our first Thursday meetups, we'll spotlight you, man. That'd be awesome.
Awesome. Sounds great.
All right. Well, wait till like January or February when it's really nice here, because right now it's hot.
I don't think I could do Phoenix in the summer right now. So we'll look at that time. We'll
wait till it's really nice, and then you can come out and join us. All right, Jake. Well, hey, take care. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Investor Spotlight. We hope you got some value out of this. If you did, please click on the button to like and subscribe, and check out some of our other videos. We'll see you next time on Investor Spotlight.